Colby and Kau'i here from KCMG Real Estate Advisors. Today we're here with Kristie and Kieran of R5 Wines.
Hi guys,
Cheers.
thanks for
Hello.
having us.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for this wine, of course. Oh, yummy.
So, as you know, this is one of our favorite places in Downingtown, and we're thrilled that you guys have come to town and at this wonderful location. So, tell us a little bit about who you are and your journey to get here.
Sure.
You do it, I'll fill in.
Okay. This is how it always goes with us. Typical husband and wife team. So, Kieran started his wine journey. I could make this 25 minutes or 2 minutes, but Kieran started his wine journey in upstate New York in college, because why not work at a winery when you're a college student, because that sounds like fun.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so he really enjoyed that, and then like most of us moved back home here to Downingtown after college, and still really enjoyed winemaking. His degree in environmental science that he didn't really want to use because he thought he was going to go into lobbying and working in Washington.
I was gonna say, sound familiar?
I did an internship down there for a congressman and realized that was
not your jam.
that was
Yeah.
not, I did not want to work in politics.
No,
Got
that's
it.
not your forte.
No.
So then worked at Chad's Ford here in Southern Chester County for a couple of years. That's where we met. And he just really, really enjoyed working in the cellar, helping in the vineyard, really kind of a hands-on type of guy. So he loved it, and we had the opportunity to move to the Northern Rhone Valley of France, and he apprenticed with a winemaker, Pierre Gaillard, there for about a year until we ran out of money and had to come back home because we were 25.
They don't pay interns well in France.
Or period.
At all.
Yeah.
At least we got paid, I guess.
It wasn't too bad. And then Kieran said, I want to keep doing this. So he decided, and I was perfectly happy to go along to move to Napa
How did you guys meet? Where did you meet?
at Chad's Ford Winery.
So we
Okay.
met, so they do like, I don't know if they still do them, but they had like their Friday night concerts down
Yeah.
there or whatever. And, I was in production at the time, but I would help out for extra money, like working the tasting bar at the concert. And she brought her parents in for Father's Day, right?
So you were a patron, you were not a coworker.
Nope, not at all.
So she was like, oh, let her parents hang out with each other, and she came into the bar and did a
Gave me
couple
free
of
wine, and
Yeah.
I said, okay,
I fell in love.
I gave her free
The rest
wine,
is
and she
history.
gave me her number. And the rest is history. So
it worked out.
Yeah.
20-some years later.
Okay, I digress. Continue.
Yes.
probably 20 exactly or 21. Was that 02 or it was 02 or
So
right?
too, yeah.
Sometimes it feels like forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we were young then.
Yes.
When you could just pick up and move to
Yeah.
France and then pick up and move to Napa with no problems. So yeah, we moved to Napa. I was working in museums, so I could literally work anywhere. And Kieran worked at Cake Bread Cellars,
Okay.
managing their white barrel program for a couple of years. And like everybody, you move up in your career, you move to new positions. Got a job at Paul Hobbs Winery, which is pretty well known, so that was a good step for us. And by us, I didn't do it. I was still just working at
For our
nonprofits.
wine journey.
Yes,
Yeah.
for our wine journey. But yeah, he worked at Paul Hobbs as the enologist, and then opened Hobbs' second label and second crush facility in Sebastopol, California, in the northern part of Sonoma County, and still really liked it. And we decided to branch out on our own. Did our first vintage in 2009.
Oh wow.
Half
Okay.
a year.
And that was while I was working at Paul Hobbs.
Okay. And you were living in Sonoma.
Once I got the job, we moved over to Sonoma.
Okay.
And then after Hobbs, he moved on to be the winemaker at Jericho Canyon Vineyards and worked their small family-owned, beautiful estate focusing on Cabernet Sauvignon.
So when did you actually open here then? What year was that? It wasn't that long ago.
It was quite a process. We
Yeah,
had
wasn't it like COVID and you were competing for?
It was. We had the vision. We knew we wanted to move back home. That was always the goal, no matter what we were doing. And we started planning
2019, I think.
this 2018.
2018.
Starting to figure out how we could be bi-coastal, which also meant me not working at a small museum in Napa. me finding a job that was on both coasts, which was a challenge, but we were able to do that. And just figuring out the whole deal.
Yeah, and because it's wine, you kind of need to project years in advance because
yeah.
it takes. So we were only producing Syrah and Viognier for, I don't know, 10 years almost, 8, 9 years, and then when we knew we were going to do this, we had to make more varieties and more wine. So in 2018 is when we started to make more wines, and that's when the vision from the Kieran Robinson wines label turned into the R5 wines.
We always wanted an R5 line because we always say, like, the train line's so important to us.
Yeah,
to
I
the
see your
community.
R5 downtown.
The other side's the suburban
I
station.
told that story to people, and they're like, "Oh, really?" I think it's like almost like, yeah, what else would it be? But it's really special, and it's R5 Downingtown, R5 line. People are like, "Oh yeah, I see that."
Right. People always guess, they're like, oh, your last name's Robinson, so maybe that's, and you have 5 kids or 5 wines.
Right.
No, it's like not even that clever. We
None
just
of
need it
that.
Right after the train.
Just a train line.
We both grew up in towns next to the R5, so
So it's perfect. And then fortunately, there's a lot of downtown locals that Kieran went to high school with here that helped us and guide us with opening and helping us find a location. So we were able to work with the other restaurants and breweries here in town and help us get moving. And so we opened here in August of 2021. It was delayed. You know, the coming soon sign came out in about 2019.
Yeah, I know we were stalking you.
Yeah, we always call it the hub of deliciousness because
Yeah.
it's like East Branch is full of us,
Right.
and you can do like beer, wine, cocktails, and all this different food
Sure.
options. So yeah, we opened in 2001, right after the pandemic started dying down. 21, sorry, 2001. And then the flood hit. So we were open for 2 weeks, and then we sat here watching and waiting to see if we could actually open again. But so far, so good. So we just had our 2-year anniversary this past
Oh
August.
wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, it's fun. So we're moving on to 2.5 years.
So I see you also have cheeses and some other goodies down here. You partnered with some local farmers to.
Yep, we
for
do
that.
99% local with all our stuff. The farm at Doe Run in Coatesville, Bertram Hill Farms in Chester Springs, even some more regional like Hawkins Creamery in Holmesdale, PA. Really source as much as we can regionally and locally. And Pennsylvania has some of the best cheeses in the world. So we do that and then have house-made pizzas
Oh,
that
They are
you
to
love.
die for.
we love
We
your
love them.
pizza.
The National Pizza's back.
Oh, good.
So Kieran is our chef. He makes all the doughs.
Chef.
Well,
Yeah.
we come up with all the
I
pizzas. Came up with the pizza recipe. And we do it.
dough recipe, painstakingly
That's
for
what
a
it's all
year.
about is the dough. I mean,
Right.
seriously, the dough is amazing.
Yeah, we do like a 2-day ferment on the doughs before we use them. It's quite a process, but it's fun.
Yeah, so on Thursday, don't you have pizza? Tell us about pizza, half a bottle of wine.
Yep, half a bottle of wine, so we call it Pizza Thursday. Super original. It's
It's
any
delicious.
pizza on the menu, and then a half bottle of wine for $30. So it's a awesome deal. You can definitely come in here for 2 and get out of here on Thursday for $30, which in these times I know
That's great.
It's always nice.
So tell us about your varietals.
So, we focus on rum varieties. So they are grapes from the origin of the Rhone Valley in France. They are the ones we work on are Syrah, Grenache, Mourvedre. Those are most of the reds. We have a very light one called Coumoise, almost rosé-like. And then for the whites, we have a Viognier, a Roussanne, and the only non-Rhone variety that we do is our Chardonnay. Chardonnay hails from the Burgundy region of France. But that was a business decision. Not everyone is familiar with Rhone varieties, so we decided we would make one that everybody's familiar with. Everybody knows Chardonnay, so we decided we would to make that variety as well. We fell in love with Rhone varieties because that's where we live. That was kind of like ever since we moved there, we've been like kind of building to get to where we are now. And so Rhone varieties is what we concentrated on.
And to be clear, your production is all in California.
Correct. Yeah. So
this
we
is-
do.
This is not
It's a local winery
It's local.
with California rice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Kieran lives in Napa. Ends
A
up being
quarter of
about
the year.
6 months out of
Yeah,
the year.
a quarter and a half a year, depending on the vintage. This vintage was really long. I was out there from Labor Day to Thanksgiving this year, and then was home for a week, and then went back out there. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time out there, and yeah, everything is produced grade to bottle out in California, and then once it's bottled, basically off the bottling line gets on the truck, and 5 days later shows up here and we store it here in the back. So.
And then we buy copious amounts.
Yes.
They're like, oh, we've got a new shipment. So you guys, we've been here for some wine tasting dinners, and you partnered with the chef from Amelia's, was that right?
Sweet
Amelia's,
Sweet Amelia's,
yeah.
which was amazing.
Yeah,
Especially for us who are pescatarian, he was able to accommodate
right.
Yes.
our diet. Tell us a little bit about those kind of events. What other events do you have here?
Yes, so we have, we focus on most of our classes, our food and wine classes, in the winter time, so mostly January through April. This year we have a full calendar of events, so actually, speaking of where the history came from, in January we're doing Kieran's Journey in Wine, so we're getting wine from all the places that he worked, and we'll be like tasting through how we developed our interest in palate and wine based on the events that he's been making. How to develop your palate and taste wine, to give people a little education on, thinking about what you're eating. 'Cause, like I'll eat a bag of potato chips, I'm not thinking about it. And then we're also starting some bar-side chats with the winemaker. So on Saturday, like one Saturday a month for the next few months, we're gonna limit it to 12 people, and it's really like nerdy wine stuff. You don't have to know about wine to participate. We're doing like a deep dive into wine. Like we'll talk about Syrah one day, and we're going to talk about Viognier and the science of winemaking. Like really get into pH and acidity and all those things that. So those are really fun. And then we do have our St. Vincent Day dinner in January. He's the patron saint of winemaking. Not that the dinner is religious by
These
any
are two
means,
renditions of
Okay.
St. Vincent.
but for French winemaking, there's a lot of patron saints. Yes. And then we have just random events throughout the year, some live music. We recently did a toy and gift drive with some, to help donate for the holidays for the veterans and families, underprivileged families in the area.
So if somebody wants to come in here and taste like a flight, that's something you guys could do, just kind of
Yep, we
do a
do.
full wine tasting, or come in and buy, take a case home, or sit here like we're doing here and
Exactly.
enjoy
Sit
glass.
and drink. Order food, come in, use us as your local wine shop, and just buy a
Host
bottle
an
to
event,
go.
people host events here, which we need to, we'd love to do that.
Definitely have had some fun events for sure. Everything from like last summer was the summer of 65th birthdays. Apparently, we had like 4 65th birthdays booked here. But holiday parties, a lot of corporate parties, and then just birthday parties and things like that. Because it's a fun kind of place to do anniversary parties. Big one. And you can just buy local cheeses and charcuterie too.
Yeah, or I see the blankets over here. I know I've used them.
Yes,
before.
because it does get chilly in here, especially when we open those
I
windows
love
in the
this.
summer.
Yeah, this facade is really inviting, and we love to sit in the window. The whole people can't see it from here. We'll take some photos, but the window's fully open, like a garage door.
Yeah.
Sort of. And you can watch the parade and whatever's happening on the street.
Exactly. So it works out really well.
Is there any significance behind the vine on the wall?
Aside from it being a grapevine, no.
I mean,
It's a cool.
It's a very old vineyard that I would drive by. I've probably driven by it over 1,000 times because 75% of my jobs I drove up this road. It was like right in the heart of Sonoma Valley. And super old vine, vineyard, mostly Zinfandel, Carignan, and Grenache. And every year when they get this old, you get a few die out every year, and they would just leave them out on the side of the road. I assume for people
Oh, wow.
to take. That's the story we're going with.
We won't name which one it was. So.
I mean, it is a dead vine. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't use it for
Right.
anything.
So we just thought it would be like a great.
It's a great centerpiece.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's you don't see too many. They call it like a head train vine. It's a specific way of pruning the vine that you don't see around here too much because it's more for like hot, arid areas like California. So
Right.
you don't get to see too much pruning like that.
Yeah, so it's cool, and it's an old vine. We don't have vines that are around here. So
Right.
they get really thick. Gnarly, literally.
Okay. So I know you don't have a ton of free time. I'm making that assumption. Your faces were like, correct.
We have lots of free times on Mondays when everything's closed.
Yeah.
What do you like to do in your free time when you're not here?
Try cocktails.
Travel.
Travel, definitely.
The summer we try and go to the shore every weekend. Travel. We're going to France in the very near future
Nice.
to go drink more wine and eat food.
Yeah.
So what we
Sounds
do
like
is-
our vacations.
what we do for a living is kind of what is our hobby. So
Our hobby,
it's
Great.
it's nice in that aspect.
Exactly. And hike.
Yeah.
We like to hike with the
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah.
That's
You just have one dog,
we
Yeah.
do just have one dog.
not 5 kids.
No,
Okay.
not 5 kids, not even 1 kid.
Not even one kid.
The wines are
Yes, that's what it is. We can't choose. Everyone says, what's your favorite wine on the list? Oh no, I like them all. in different
My
ways.
favorite is I like your vignette. I love your vignette, and I love just the Syrah grape in general.
Yeah.
It's like just nice, and that's just like my preferred.
Yeah, and the thing I discovered in this conversation today was 2009 being your
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Mhm.
And so that's extra special, I guess. I've got a few bottles of
Mhm.
2009 Syrah sitting in our cellar right now. Now it has more meaning I'm always very careful about, there's only certain times I'm going to drink
Yeah,
those.
Right.
We
We have a
some
few more.
extra.
We have a few more. We have about 15 cases left in storage out in California, but that's it for that. But
We sell of almost all our vintages. We did sell out a few of them, which is a good thing.
But yeah, hopefully in the spring when we bring all, because we do have some wines in storage out in California, we'll be able, because I think last year during the holidays we were able to offer like a vertical and we were tasting the 9, 10,
Right.
13, 14,
Yeah.
15, and 16, and
Of all Syrah.
of all Syrah, all Syrah, same vineyard, so we should be able to do that in the upcoming months as well.
Great.
So if people want to buy a case or cases, in our case, wine from you, they just give you a call and say, hey, we want a case of XYZ, and then come pick it up at the door.
Yep.
Website.
You can order it online
Or
on our website.
All right.
Great.
Well, thanks
This
for your
is
time,
perfect.
guys.